Have you ever had your car towed because you parked in a no parking zone? I have. To be honest, I didn't realize what I was doing. It was one of those parking lots that served more than one business. So I was parking to go eat at a great taco place in Nashville, Tennessee, but apparently the space I was in was only designated for some other establishment. So after filling my belly full of tacos and chips and cheese dip, I walked out to see my car being attached to a tow truck. I was able to stop the driver, have a conversation, and he so conveniently had a payment machine in his truck for me to settle the deal right then and there. Amazing. Seemed a bit shady to me at the time, and later I did discover this truck sat throughout the day waiting and watching for cars to tow. I missed the sign that even though it was easy to miss, still I was in a spot that I wasn't supposed to be in. After swiping my debit card and being charged the fine, I learned where I needed to park the next time and where not to park. Sometimes in life we find ourselves parked in places we should not be. We may be fully aware of it, yet simply settling in our choices, or we may not be aware that we are in a place that will cost us something. We can learn so much from the Israelites in the book of Numbers. They had been in slavery for 400 years. God used Moses to fulfill his plan to rescue them, bring them out, and move them forward. The promised land was on the horizon, but they couldn't see beyond where they had been parked for so long. Numbers 14:2. All the Israelites grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and the whole assembly said to them, "If only we had died in Egypt or in this wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us to this land only to let us fall by the sword? Our wives and children will be taken as plunder. Wouldn't it be better for us to go back to Egypt?" And they said to each other, "We should choose a leader and go back to Egypt." They would rather go back and park in slavery to Egypt than follow God's leading. They were that afraid and determined to not move forward into all God had for them. The promised land was right around the corner. They had sent spies to see the land, and two saw opportunity while the rest saw obstacles because they were blinded by fear, pride, anger, and a lack of faith in the promises of God. As a result, they wandered in the desert for 40 years. Do you see it? We do the same thing. God has a purpose for you and for me, yet we get stuck in a no parking zone of disobedience that we continually try to justify. We ignore the signs of truth spoken and love shown to us and choose to stay parked in bitterness and anger. In that place, we will not find peace because we refuse to forgive and trust that God is in control. We stay parked in judgment and hate, not seeing that God in his loving mercy covers us with the same undeserved grace we refuse to offer others. God, forgive us. When we begin to trust God and surrender our heart and will to his, that's when we are moved from where we've been and where we are to where God wants us to be. In that place, we find freedom, joy, and peace no matter the journey that may lie ahead. That's the truth. If you're parked somewhere you shouldn't be, get moving. Don't stay there. Trust me, your future depends on it. I'm Lori Klein.